What's up, YouTube? In today's video, I'm talking about the Los Angeles Clippers and what we should expect from them this upcoming offseason. We'll talk about potential trades. They already are kind of in the mix for some players. They acquired John Wall recently. So let's talk about what they're going to do in July. Please like the video if you like it, subscribe if you enjoy it, and comment if you have something to say. Let's just get on into the video. Okay, so the Clippers have Nicolas Batum, who they declined. I believe it was the player option that he had. I believe he declined it. So he'll be unrestricted. Do they keep him? It's going to be a little bit tight to keep him. Their payroll is already as high as is, but it's going to be harder to keep him, especially the fact that they have John Wall on the roster, and they'll be using their mid-level exception, I believe, to use him and to get him on the team. So let's talk about their other free agent that I think is really big and really important. I'll be making a video on the top 50 almost players in the free agent class that we should be knowing and aware of. So be on the lookout for that because Isaiah Hartenstein's on there. I think he could be a guy who gets 25 minutes, maybe starts. Do I think he's like the greatest center ever? No. But I like Hartenstein a lot, and I think he's going to be a solid contributor for whatever team he is on. I hope that he goes back to the Clippers, but I just don't know if the money makes sense and if they can work that out on their end. Other than that, let's get into their extension-eligible players here. Their extension-eligible players are as follows. Reggie Jackson, Brandon Boston, Jason Preston, John Wall. So John Wall, obviously, they just recently got him from Houston. He was bought out. They're now going to sign him to a pretty team-friendly deal, and that will be really interesting for this team. We won't go into many basketball breakdowns. We're just really kind of talking about the salary cap situation, but I do want to mention with Wall, I think he fits really well with this Clippers team. They need a point guard, and they got him for cheap and an all-star, like a 4-time all-star. So I think he's solid. I think if he can just be something for this team, I think he'll be good. I think he is a good, relatively solid defender when he wants to be. And I think as a catch-and-shoot shooter, I think he can actually provide some stuff for this team. So we'll see. What does this mean for Reggie Jackson? We know that him and Paul George are really close. So what exactly does this mean for Reggie? I wonder if he'll take less money because he'd already took less money. Like he had a great playoff run a couple of years ago, and then they re-signed him to a deal. He had a great playoff run against the Jazz and the Suns, for example. And then they re-signed him, but to a very friendly team deal at $10, $11 million. He'll be making 11 this year, and now they'll need to renegotiate again. So does he take a similar amount of money when he sees like Colin Sexton go get a lot of money, Jalen Brunson get a lot of money? Like he's not to that tier yet, but those guys are making 20 plus million most likely. Does he want 15? Does he want 18? Or does he take a discount and stay with this team? We'll see. Okay, projected cap space. Not a whole lot of stuff here. I think that this team is kind of set. Let's actually break down their cap situation here and also talk about one other player. Really quickly, trade candidates. We've heard Luke Kennard. We've heard that they are interested in potentially maybe moving Marcus Morris as well. Those are probably your two guys. If they do trade somebody, it's going to be one of those two dudes. Norman Powell. Amazing how they were able to get him from Portland after Portland basically just gave up on him. Amazing how they have Robert Covington as well. Insanity. So this team is immediately just deep. If Kawhi comes back next year and is good, this team is a real contender. And then the John Wall situation just makes it even more crazy. So what do we think here? Well, let's actually before we get into speculation town, right here we have Ivica Zubac, who just recently signed a 3-year deal, 3-year, $33 million. To get guys for over $10 million and for less than $15 million is incredibly rare when they're getting quality minutes. So Covington, Jackson, Zubac, I think they're all being paid a little bit under their market value. Maybe not so much Zubac, but Covington and Reggie Jackson. Really solid stuff. Really love it for them. And the Clippers capture just looks beautiful to me. Can they make some adjustments with Morris and maybe Kennard? Yeah, I think they can, but we'll see. Batum coming back is still a question mark. Does he decide to go to a contender? I think he makes a lot of sense in Golden State. So does Golden State say, "Hey, just come to us, league minimum"? Maybe. I don't know. Especially if they lose Otto Porter. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the Clippers. They did have some interest in Nerlens Noel before he was moved to Detroit from the Knicks. I just wonder what they have. I think they have done everything now. They've re-signed their guy in Ivica Zubac, so that's taken care of at this point. So now exactly what happens? I think they just wait for the season, wait to be healthy, and Paul George, Kawhi, John Wall, Norman Powell, Robert Covington, Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson. Like, this team is deep, so we'll see exactly what they do come this season. Any other moves that you think that they can make? Marcus Morris, Luke Kennard? Let me know in the comment section. If you like the video, feel free to like it, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the stuff. Feel free to catch our other 30 videos on all NBA teams and their off-season previews, and we'll see you in the next video.